Alrighty, you guys, it's Kristen. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm super excited for two reasons. So, first reason, you guys are officially on a tripod. My dad got me a tripod for the channel, and let me tell you, I'm so excited because I have just been putting you guys on anything and everything that will fit. So, I'm stacking things, I'm leaning you against my bed when I'm in my bedroom, so I'm super excited to be able to actually, pick out angles to do things. And I have a clicker so I can be far away and start the video. So I'm super excited that I have the ability to change up how things look. And also when I'm sitting on the ground for videos, I could maybe be sitting on a cushion now. The possibilities are endless. But the second reason I'm excited to be talking to you guys today is because we are going to be going over books that are coming out in 2024 that I'm excited to buy. And now this is a first for me because, as I mentioned in my February TBR, I have never been so into books that I am buying or looking forward to books that aren't out yet. I was never in the book scene to be like, oh, this author has this new book coming out this year, and this author has this new book coming out this year. I've either just, gone to my local stores and bought a book from Walmart, or I was getting gifted books, or I was thrifting them. So this is the first time ever that I have actually had books that I'm looking forward to when they come out. The first book that we are going to be talking about today is A Tempest of Tea. So this is by Hafsa Fazal, I want to say. And I'm super excited for this book because a lot of people are comparing this book to Six of Crows, and as we know, Six of Crows is my jam. I loved both books, and this is going to be a duology series as well. So this is coming out February 20th of this year. So when I'm filming this, some of these books might have already came out when it actually gets posted, but as of right now, none of these books have come out. So the first book we're looking at comes out on February 20th, and this follows Arthi. It's either Arthi? I think it's Arthi, because if it was Artie, it wouldn't have an H in there. But she is a tea house owner, and by day and then by night it turns into a place where vampires can go and drink blood, and for some reason her establishment gets threatened, and so that is why she is trying to go into the main vampire city, and they're going to perform some kind of heist. So I'm super excited to see how it actually compares to Six of Crows, because as we know, the Bronzed Beast trilogy kind of reminds me of Six of Crows, but just isn't as good as Six of Crows. So I'm hoping that this is going to be really good, because I feel like saying your book is comparable to Six of Crows is it's setting a high bar, it's setting a very high bar for yourself. So I'm super excited to see if the bar is actually met. And I think it's just a really interesting kind of take of by day she's a great businesswoman, and then by night she's fulfilling vampire needs. So I think it's a really cool juxtaposition, and just not something that I've ever heard of, or at least if it has been done before, I haven't heard of it. Then the next book that I have coming out that I'm super excited about is The Night Guest. So this comes out in September of this year, and in this book, the main character is super tired. She's and she doesn't understand why. She's been to the doctor, she's asked her friends for help, and nothing can help her. And then she ends up falling asleep one night with her watch on, and she realizes that while she's sleeping, she's been walking 40,000 steps a night, which is a lot of steps. I can sometimes barely make the 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. So to imagine in 8 hours doing 40,000 steps, that's crazy. And so I think this is just kind of a horror book that's taking on trying to figure out what's going on and why she's walking so many steps at night. Alrighty, the next one on the list is Emily Henry's Funny Story, and you guys know if Emily Henry wrote it, I probably want to read it. I have read Book Lovers by her now, I have read Happy Place by her, I've read Beach Read by her, and All of those books are very high star books in my opinion. So I'm excited to see how Funny Story comes about. I don't know if it's really gonna be my cup of tea because what it is the main character has broken up with her fiance because her fiance apparently decided that he's in love with his childhood best friend, and they end up getting together. And so she is looking for a roommate situation because she just moved to Michigan, which I think this is the second book that takes place in Michigan, and you know, that a little near and dear to my heart because I'm from there. So she moves to this place in Michigan and she has like her dream job, but she needs a roommate because it doesn't pay a whole lot. And the person who ends up being her roommate is her fiance's childhood best friend's fiance. So their fiancés both broke up with them and then they ended up moving in together. And I don't know if she realizes it or if she does realize it. So I'm excited to see how the dynamics work. I don't think it's going to be my cup of tea just because it's like a forced proximity roommate situation. But I'm still excited to see how it turns out, especially since I do love Emily Henry's writing. And this is going to come out in April of this year. So this is something that I'm just, it's Emily Henry. It's Emily Henry. That, like, need I say more? It's Emily Henry. Then we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. So this actually comes out on the 6th, which is going to be either the day before or the day of that I'm posting this video, actually. And this book is very different for Ali Hazelwood because normally she writes like STEM, love, romance kind of stories, which I haven't actually read any of Ali Hazelwood's books. Just from the covers, they haven't seemed very interesting to me, and from what kind of the reviews I've had, but I don't think I've ever actually read a synopsis for any of her other books, so maybe I should read some of her other books. But this book in particular, just, it caught me right away because it's a forced marriage of convenience between vampires and werewolves. And we all know that I love some fantasy. I love some werewolf stories. So I really like the Nightshade series. I read another series of books called The Mating by Nikki something or other on my Kindle, and that was like a werewolf series. So I'm excited to see how the dynamic ends up working out, especially because from the description of this book, she has a reason for wanting the marriage of convenience, and it doesn't say why. So I'm really interested to see what her reasoning is behind wanting this marriage, because from the excerpt, it kind of seems like, you know, the alpha is very much the, like, grumpy, typical alpha kind of character when it comes to werewolf stories. So I'm super excited to see how this comes out because, like, just a pure romance book that is between a werewolf and a vampire, I think is going to be very interesting, to say the least. All right. Next is the third book in the Empyrean series, which is the Fourth Wing series. However, so originally I saw that it was supposed to be released in December. However, it looks like things might have changed and it's no longer being released in December. So I don't know if it's still going to be released this year. I'm going to put it in here just because it was supposed to come out this year. Maybe they had to push back production for whatever reason. But Fourth Wing has me in a chokehold. It does. It does. Fourth Wing was like just, it was a 5-star book. Through and through, 5-star book. And then the second book, I also gave 5 stars. However, the second book is not as good as the first book, in my opinion, but I still thought it was a good 5-star book because it gave me all the feels. It gave me all the feels that I need to get to a 5-star book. So I'm very excited for the third book to come out. I have no idea what the plot is because I don't think a lot of people know what's going on. Other than the cliffhanger we get at the end of Iron Flame, I don't think anybody really knows what else is going to be in that book. So I am just super excited to hopefully see this book this year because this, like, when I finished Iron Flame, I was like, wow, I have to now sit here for a year of my life waiting for this book to come out, and I am super mad about it. I think it's the first time I've ever been grateful that whenever I've read a book, I read it like the whole series is usually out by the time I read it. That way I can binge the whole thing. So, and then last but not least is Bringer of Dust by J.M. Mirio. So this comes out in September, and to tell you guys the truth, I don't know how I feel about this book, because I read Ordinary Monsters in January, and I don't know what it was about the book, but I couldn't get into it. Like, it's material that I like. It's themes that I liked. I enjoyed the characters, but, like, I don't know if it was the plot or the pacing, but, like, I had to, like, drag myself through this book, which is really weird, because normally books that are, like, this kind of theme don't take me that long. Like, I don't have to drag myself like I did there. Like, and I don't want to, like, I ended up giving the book a 3 out of 5 stars because it's material that I like. Like, in my brain, if there's a Kristen book, Ordinary Monsters should fit into the category of a Kristen book. But when I read it, I don't know if maybe I was in a slump and I didn't even know it. And that's why I was so, like, disconnected from it. So I want to finish this series because I think it has the potential to be very interesting. So I'm hoping that the second book gets better, because the way that the end of the first book happens, I want to continue reading because I want to see if they end up rescuing the person that they need to rescue. And so keeping that in mind, I do think that I will get this book and I will read it for that fact, but I hope that this book is better than the first one, in my opinion. And that is officially all the books that I am looking forward to in the year of 2024 that are going to be brand new releases this year. Of course, I have lots and lots and lots of books on my physical TBR. I have lots of books on my to be bought list, and my friend Katie, she actually just finished 2 books and immediately texted me and was like, you need to read these. So I think maybe in the future I'm going to do a reading my best friend's 5 stars and seeing if I like them, especially because one of the books she recommended to me is a sci-fi book, and I don't read sci-fi. Like, just whenever I see a sci-fi book and I, like, read the back, it doesn't grab my attention. It doesn't make me want to read it at all. I'm just kind of like, oh, it is what it is. Like, it's a book. I'm not interested. Not for me. Next. And so the reason why I'm kind of excited for that book is because it's TJ Klune's sci-fi. And so if you've watched my February TBR, you know I'm reading Under the Whispering Door this month. And so, one, it would just be cool to be like, oh, I've read, like, all the books by this author, which actually I don't think would be true, because he has another series where the first book is called Wolf Song. And that is his, I think that's like a werewolf love story that is on my maybe pile list. So I think that I'll buy it eventually. So let me know, are you guys looking forward to any books that are coming out in 2024 that I need to be putting on my radar that I don't know about? Are you also looking forward to reading any of these books that I am? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!